Is it pointless me asking for dates, or anybody asking you for dates? Is it just easier for you to simply say it'll be done when it's done, and I'm not going to tie myself to anything anymore?
Well, we've put some clear focus on delivering this. At the end of the day, it's the contractor. You know, this is Olding Construction who are delivering this for the department. You know, it's not me personally, Tim Baker, going out there and managing this project. It's an Olding Construction.
Everyone has to come to you for the answers.
Yes. So what I did was I said I want it done for the 31st of March. That's the contractual date. You know, I didn't dream that date up. Olding have struggled for various different reasons, and they're not going to hit that 31st of March. You
promised that, though, didn't you? I mean, you were so adamant.
Because it needed leadership and it needed direction, it needed drive, and that's what I brought.
So what's the point giving us these dates? I mean, you're saying now June, right?
It's a target, Paul, isn't it? You know?
Okay, June now? Still?
June is...
TT's gone now, so...
Yeah, June is the date that the contractor is telling us that is deliverable, and so that's what we're going with, yeah.
Someone living on near Mona Drive on the prom, they said they look out the windows and they say outside there has been dug up 3 times now. So is that again just tarmac laid down, taken up, or whatever? Again, is it too detailed for this?
It's far too detailed for this. But what I would say is the whole scheme is a complex thing, and it involves multiple different phases. And you know, the simplistic view is, why don't you just do 100 metres, do everything, sign that off as done, and then move on to the next.
Is that too simplistic? Absolutely,
it's far too simplistic. Yes, anybody with any civil engineering knowledge would know. I mean, you've got, you know, the whole length of the promenade. You've got water pipes, gas mains. You've got fire hydrants. You've got sewage pipes. You've got comms going in for the future, and that's before you even start talking about the structure of the prom, the rail track, and the carriageway surfacing. So it's a very difficult site for the contractor to deliver, and they had so many constraints put upon them initially that it almost tied their hands behind their back, because there was not a recognition of the need for people to be inconvenienced. Everybody wanted the prom done. Nobody wanted any inconvenience. That's not realistic. That doesn't happen. And there should have been, early on, those difficult conversations. Said, you know what, this is going to take a long time. It is going to be tough. We are going to find unexpected things that we don't know about, and you're going to have to bear with us. And that's the reality of it. We're driving it through. Yes, we're not collectively going to hit the 31st of March date, but the reason for that date was to get off the prom so the tourists could come. Now, it's not looking as though the tourists are going to be arriving in their droves at Easter. The border situation is still very fluid. Obviously, there's a lot of progress about vaccines, but my view is it's probably going to be back end of next year before the vaccine is fully rolled out. TT is not happening. So the need for the 31st of March was to make sure we could open up and allow the hospitality and tourism sector to operate. There's now a bit more latitude around that, and we're going to push on and deliver what is going to be a fantastic product.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall with your meetings, because you're the figurehead of all this.
Yeah.
You take the flak for it.
Well, I do, but that's, as DOI Minister, you take the flak for an awful lot of stuff. So
yeah, but it's not you digging the road up, as I said.
It's not.
I mean, how many more times? You can see the public have lost confidence, and I say in you, but it's you just, again, the figurehead of this thing.
I don't think the public have lost confidence.
Right.
I think those who are actually living and breathing it can see the great progress that's going on. I think the people who are sat at their keyboards reading all the stuff that goes out on in the chat rooms and the forums, they love to believe that this is not success. You come and actually talk to the businesses, as I do, talk to the people who are connected and seeing the thing. They're seeing great progress. They're seeing the thing opening up. They're seeing what actually looks very well designed. They're seeing the cultural quarter taking shape and can envisage the transformation that's going to bring to the heart of Douglas. Everybody wants this done. Yeah. It's just that some of us are actually driving it forward and others are just throwing stones from the side.
But you do come across as very gung-ho, and especially in Tynwald, you're very abrupt. That's probably too hard a word, but you're very on message. You never say sorry, do you? I mean, you never say, we have cocked up, this could have been done better. I mean, can you see how it comes across?
I have publicly acknowowed that things could have been done better earlier.
Before your regime?
Yes, but it's not my style to go back and criticise those who've come before me. I hold my hands up to Minister Harmer. He had the determination to actually get on and grab hold of this let's stand back. For 15 years, the Isle of Man's talked about the prom. Everybody acknowledged something needed doing. Nobody did it. Minister Harmer stepped forward and said, I'm going to make this happen. And he did make it happen. I'm finishing it. It's very easy to stand back and sort of say, well, if we'd done it that way, it would have been different. So I'm not going to do that. The only two comments I would make, and I have made publicly, and I made it to the Select Committee, the Standing Scrutiny Committee, was the early contractor involvement phase was too short, so the contractor was rushed at the start. That has cost us further down the line. In a desire to get on and make something happen, we collectively rushed in 2.5, 3 years ago, whatever it was, and the contractor wasn't ready. And secondly, the project was not fully understood by the public as to the complexity of it and the fact that it's fundamentally a services and utilities project.
Just to wrap this up, when will you announce what the overspend and the final cost is? Because you've buried this, haven't you? Slightly?
No, I haven't buried it. The budget was £25 million, and we asked for a £750,000 million additional sanction. That was granted in the Treasury Minister's presentation in June. That's what we're working to.
So the final cost is?
Well, 25 3/4 is 25 3/4, Paul.
And you're confident?
I'm confident, yeah.